We're going to start in Lafleur County tonight. A former local football coach facing two separate legal battles. He's accused of stealing thousands of dollars from the McAllister School District and pointing a loaded gun at a fellow coach. 5 News reporter Parker Abels takes a look at the criminal and civil cases.
43-year-old Forrest Mazey is the former football coach of the Poto Pirates, that before becoming the head football coach of McAllister High School's program. However, now he's facing both criminal and civil cases for 2 serious incidents, one involving stolen money, the other a loaded gun. Court documents show Mazey is charged with embezzling nearly $4,700 from McAllister Public Schools. According to an affidavit, the money was taken from the football team's Adidas account, which only the head coach and the athletic director could access, but records show orders were delivered straight to Mazey's home address. Those records show 24 items ordered the day after he resigned and nearly $1,300 in one day just 5 months later. The district declined to comment, but just days after the charge was filed, an assistant coach sued Mazey related to a separate criminal violation that happened months before his resignation. The lawsuit accuses Mazey of pointing a loaded gun at the coach during a school-sponsored coaches retreat in July 2024, taunting him, then firing a shot into the nearby woods. Witnesses say the coach appeared terrified as Mazey aimed the weapon directly at him inside a pool house. Mazey later got a 90-day deferred sentence for criminal violation related to the incident and asked for it to be removed from his record. Now the civil suit is seeking more than $75,000 for negligent use of a dangerous weapon, emotional distress, and assault with a weapon. Covering news where you live, Parker Abels, 5 News.
Mazey has not responded publicly to either case. We'll, of course, continue following court proceedings as new developments come in. Talk about the forecast now. What else can you say but hot? Here's a live view in Rogers. Chief Meteorologist Scott Cover now in the Weather Center tracking how tomorrow's going to be the hottest we've seen in a while.
So far. The hottest we've seen so far. Temperatures out there even this evening are quite warm. Thankfully, a lot of folks already indoors for the rest of the night. Still, though, we're sitting at 86 currently in Fort Smith. It's 84 in Boonville. How about 80 over in Huntsville? 81 here in Bentonville. Springdale still at 86 degrees. It's just warm out there. We'll drop into the low 70s overnight tonight in Northwest Arkansas. That's where we're going to begin your Thursday. But by lunchtime, we're already in the 90s. Lots of sunshine out there. Mid-90s by 5 o'clock tomorrow evening. In the River Valley, we're only dropping into the middle, even upper 70s for those overnight low temperatures. How about lunchtime temps of 92, quickly warming up? I think a lot of us in the River Valley are on track to at least hit 99, but some of us probably on track to hit 100 degrees tomorrow for the first time this summer. Probably not going to be the last time. There's some more 100-degree days potentially in the 7-day forecast, 10-day forecast rather. That's coming up here in just a bit. It does include some signs of potentially a pattern change. We'll track that together in just minutes.
All right, Scott, thanks. Developing today, we're learning more about the allegations against Jason Seitz, a Van Buren police officer who was fired after being arrested for internet stalking a child. In his first court appearance, prosecutors released new information about this investigation. Seitz is accused of messaging a 14-year-old girl who reported it to her mother. State police then took over the account and arranged to meet Seitz at a Casey's in Van Buren. Seitz was arrested after arriving at that location, and police say he admitted he was sending the messages. He is behind bars tonight in Crawford County. A $600 million prison project in Franklin County sparking new debate tonight. A member of the Arkansas Board of Corrections says the board never asked for the new 3,000-bed facility and is pushing for smaller, more regional operations. In an email to state lawmakers, board member Lee Watson suggested expanding Calico Rock Prison and building a 1,000-bed facility in West or Northwest Arkansas. He clarified his email was personal commentary and not a reflection of the entire board. Now, the governor's office released a statement saying the need goes beyond county jail overflow, citing population growth, outstanding warrants, and a shift away from what it calls catch and early release. We also reached out to the Department of Corrections but have not heard back. We'll, of course, continue to keep you updated on the ongoing coverage with this prison. A precautionary boil water order. It will be in place for about 700 residents in Washington County starting at midnight tonight. City of Fayetteville is replacing a water line at Drake Field. Work will begin at midnight or shortly after. The order will affect customers in Greenland, West Fork, and the Mount Olive Water Association. Water will then be sent for testing, and residents will be notified when the boil order has been lifted. The city says it expects the sample results to be done by Friday. Tomorrow is the day for the Thunder and the Fort Parade in Fort Smith. Jalen Williams and Isaiah Joe will be honored for their NBA championship with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Fort Smith natives both graduated from Northside High School. Now that event starts at 4 with a family fun celebration at the Bakery District featuring bounce houses, live music, a lot of food. Then at 6, the parade starts at 6th Street on Garrison Avenue and goes to 10th Street with the two of them riding along in old school cars. A reminder, it's still summer and it's very important to come prepared.
I remind people it's supposed to be hot tomorrow. So wear loose-fitting clothing, stay hydrated, drink lots of water, come prepared with water because you may get stuck out there a little longer than you're expecting, because I imagine there are going to be thousands of people in downtown Fort Smith.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow if you can't make it to the parade on Garrison. On 5 News Plus, we'll be streaming the entire parade. 5 News Sports Director Alex Stewart and I will be out there taking you through that parade. Again, it starts at 4 with all the activities at the Bakery District, and then the parade starts at 6. Now you can download the 5 News Plus app for your TV. Watch it for free. We do hope to see you there tomorrow afternoon. A doctor pleading guilty today to his role in actor Matthew Perry's death. Dr. Salvador Plasencia admitted in federal court to providing Perry with ketamine and syringes in the weeks leading up to his death. Perry had struggled with addiction years during his time starring in the sitcom Friends. Plasencia faces up to 40 years in prison and has been allowed to remain free while he awaits sentencing in December. Another defendant who is accused of selling Perry the lethal dose of drug is scheduled to face trial next month. An Idaho judge sent Brian Koberger away for the rest of his life. Sentencing came after hours of wrenching statements from the families of the 4 college students that he killed in 2022. Andres Gutierrez reports now from outside the courthouse in Boise.
Sitting stone-faced in his prison jumpsuit, Brian Koberger listened as family and friends of the victims shared their anger and pain.
You're a delusional, pathetic, hypochondriac loser.
He is a hollow vessel, something less than human.
Parents described how Brian Koberger's rampage shattered their lives.
Maddie was my only child that I ever had. She's the only great thing I ever really did, and the only thing I was really ever proud of.
Many had hoped Koberger would at least explain why he did the unthinkable in 2022, but when given the chance to speak, he refused.
I respectfully declined.
Calling him a coward, the judge sentenced him to 4 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. By declining to speak, Koberger leaves the most burning question unanswered: his motive for ending the lives of the 4 young students. Earlier this month, Koberger was spared the death penalty for pleading guilty to killing Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonzalez, Zaina Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin at their off-campus home in Moscow, Idaho. Investigators told reporters Wednesday they tried for years to find a connection between Koberger and any of his victims, but failed to find one.
We have never, to this date, found a single connection between him and any of the 4 victims or the 2 surviving roommates.
The president has expressed his wish to provide the victims' families with some additional answers.
If it were up to the president, he would have forced this monster to publicly explain why he chose to steal these innocent souls.
As part of his plea deal, Koberger waived the right to appeal, locked away now with his secrets for the rest of his life. Andres Gutierrez, CBS News, Boise, Idaho.
Back here at home, Fort Smith Public Schools hosting an open house for its new school-based health center. New building at Darby Middle School will be supporting students and staff and their families. They can get services from routine checkups to urgent care treatment. Services have existed since 2021, and they're in partnership with Mercy Clinic.
This is a fully functional medical center with some highly professional medical skilled professions, and so we're excited to have access to them and easy access for our students to come over with their parent and get some help, or parents to come in and get some help. So it's the access here and the location is really a selling point for us and our kids.
Families can find more information on how to register for the health center's care on the Fort Smith Public Schools website. City of Fayetteville has a new tourism CEO after a months-long search. Ryan Houck was named CEO of Experience Fayetteville, the organization known for events like Sundays on the Square and Fayetteville Restaurant Week. Houck will step in now for Fayetteville Mayor Molly Ron. Houck was formerly a tourism head in Wyoming. A reception for Houck will take place August 5th at the Fayetteville Town Center. New research from the University of Arkansas highlighting why human factors play a big role in general aviation plane crashes. A team of researchers at the U of A surveyed nearly 200 pilots to assess what causes in-flight loss of control. A big factor, inadequate training. The main researcher on the project says the 40 hours required to get a private pilot's license isn't enough. She says the industry needs to balance being accessible with being safe.
One of the recommendations that I have, while not still making it expensive for everyone, is using flight simulators as much as possible, especially the private flight schools. They don't have access to flight simulators. Not all of them do.
Professor Mazumdar also recommends student pilots should be better trained on how to fly through inclement weather and severe situations.